Hello, my dear friends. How are you doing? Hope you are having an amazing day and not having to deal with drama. Ready for new stories I have for you today? Let's go to the first one. And don't forget to listen to the end of the story, guys, to hear my insights. Enjoy the stories, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment. So I, 17 female, have two older brothers, 19, 21, and a twin sister. I should mention that my family is pretty affluent. Ever since I remember myself, my parents encouraged me and my twin to compete against each other, while they always favored her over me. She always had their support, and I was expected to be considerate. When I succeed on something more than she does, they ask me to give it up, but they never ask this from her. I do love her, and my parents, even though I feel like I've been treated unfairly. Both of us aspired to be doctors for a long time. I studied really hard for it for a long time, so did she. This year we graduated, and both of us applied for the same programs in the same universities. The process here is quite different than it is in the US. We can start med school right after high school if we get accepted. She wants to go to the same university as I do, and so does my parents. I, on the other hand, feel like going on my own and have a separate life from my sister. I love her so much, but we've been together my entire life. She's an introvert while I'm an extrovert, so she followed me around most of the time. I always included her and made sure she's happy, but it's been like this our entire lives, and I'm honestly tired. Not to mention that if we go to the same place, I would be expected to study with her and help her get high grades and won't be able to study on my own and focus on my success. And my parents will be mad if I succeed more than her. It's been like this for the past 12 years, which will eventually hurt me. I just want to finally be a person of my own. This is where I might be the a-hole. I got accepted to 4 different universities, and she got into 2. I waited for her to decide where she wanted to go, and then made my decision. Like I said, a different place. Then she changed her mind, and said she wants to go to her second option, the one I chose. I said that it's not a problem, and I will go to a different place, one she didn't get into. My sister got really offended, and my parents are furious, even though I explained myself politely and said that I love her, but wanted to get a fresh start where nobody knows me. They demanded that I will go to the same place as my sister, or else they won't pay for my degree. Then I said whatever, and that I'll be fine on my own, and left to my grandparents. When they came to talk to me, they just kept on saying how wrong and entitled I am. I really had enough, so I told them I hate them for treating me like this. Now I'm refusing to talk to them and ignoring their calls. My brothers and grandparents are on my side, but everyone else is telling me I'm an a-hole. So am I? Edit. My brother got me everything I thought I need, including my cat. I called the university to ask if my parents can unroll me, and they can. However, since they never paid, it will be difficult for them, and the university can try to delay them until my 18th birthday. My grandparents assured me that they won't let them do something like that. But still, it's nice to have a plan B. School starts on Monday, and it looks like it's settled for now. I will update you guys as soon as I have something to say. P.S. I don't feel like talking to them right now. It's like all of the anger I held against them is now very substantial. Hope I used the right word. And I feel like I need to cool down before deciding what's next. They probably can also use some time off. Not the a-hole. You have the right to choose what is best for you. You have a twin. That doesn't need to define you. If you feel like you need some time apart, then that is what you need. No one can blame you for what you feel. Your feelings are yours and yours alone. I would talk to your family though. Sit down at the table and have a, if possible, relaxed conversation. Tell them how you feel. Don't go screaming and say, "I hate you. You always put me up against my twin." Say instead that you feel like there has been favoritism, that you feel like it has been a constant battle. But most of all, you need time and space to be you, just you. Not you and your twin. You are your own person. Tell your sister how much you love her, and your parents too, but this is for yourself. Make sure that they listen. It might be hard. You might cry, but don't scream or shout. Tell them you love them a lot. Try it after dinner, when everyone is eaten and everyone is in a good mood. How they are going to react, that we don't know. But remember, you are in charge of your own reaction, but you cannot control theirs. Your parents have insisted on making you smaller so your twin can appear bigger. In doing so, they have created the desire you have to separate yourself from her. not the a-hole. If your twin is so much better than you, why did she only get accepted to 2 schools while you got 4? I think you're doing great, and you're definitely not the a-hole. But your parents and sister sure could use an attitude adjustment. Update. So, as I said in the comments, school started 2 weeks ago, and so far it's absolutely amazing. I have great roommates, and I love my classes. It's a bit intense, but I'm keeping up. It's truly a dream come true. Well, some things happened. My parents apparently called my uni and asked for my schedule. From what I understand, they said that as my legal guardians, they are entitled to know everything about it. The school told them that if they want my details, they need to come and prove that they are indeed who they claim to be, and informed me about it. It happened just a couple of days after school year started. They haven't contacted me until a week ago when they asked me to have a dinner with them. Even offered to drive to where I am, which is strange as they never even bothered to pick me up from friends. And I agreed. It was on Friday. They reserved places in a fancy restaurant nearby. Dinner went surprisingly well. A bit awkward, but they were nice. Then they told me they will pay for my school tuition and everything else I need, but only if I take a gap year. I refused, obviously. After arguing with me, my dad said that he had enough of my attitude and ungratefulness, left a 200 francs bill and left. I'll admit that I sat there crying about half an hour before I left, with the change, as the bill and the tip didn't reach 200 francs. If you're asking yourselves what was that about, then I did too. I talked to my brother. Apparently my sister decided she doesn't want to go to med school. She wants to take a vacation to think about the future with a cleared mind or something like that. And you guessed it, almost everyone thinks I should go with her. After all, we are twins, and it will only be fair that we'll start studying at the same time. There was no contact from my parents ever since, but it's kinda okay by me. I got a scholarship, and by the end of the semester, I might get another one. My grandparents paid for the rest. They insist that I won't pay them back, but I'm already working on that. My sister answered my messages yesterday. She told me that I hurt her because I didn't want to be with her, and she doesn't know if she can forgive me. I understand her, and I really do miss her, but I don't want to give up on my dream. I hope she will understand me someday. So basically, I think things are all right now. Not much changed, but I have my grandparents and my friends, so I'm fine. I'll be completely calm only after my 18th birthday when my parents won't be able to get me out of uni. It's really soon, so I'm optimistic. Edit. I'm honestly very happy here. I've been studying like crazy, though the material is interesting, so it's okay. I'm still not talking to my parents. They tried to reach out, but I'm not interested. Not right now, at least. I don't know, and I'm not interested in knowing what they wanted to say. I did talk to my sister, though. She's currently in South America living her best life and searching for purpose. This is more or less a translation from her words. It will soon be exam season, and it's pretty stressful, but I'm confident in most of my courses. Hate physics, though. My female 27, sister-in-law, female 32, is very overbearing and has to be the center of attention, which is fine most of the time. I'm a very passive person who prefers to not be the center of attention. Sister-in-law has proven to make things about her on numerous occasions. She's announced her pregnancy at my engagement party, shared she was moving to another state at her brother's graduation, and more little things to steal moments from others. She seems to have the whole family wrapped around her little finger. Last year, I was starting to plan my twins' first birthday party. With her living out of state, I asked her to let me know if she could make it on the date I had picked out. She confirmed, and so I went on with the planning. Flash forward to about a month before the party. I sent out email invitations to their birthday party. My husband and I then got bombarded with texts saying that every person on his side couldn't make it, including sister-in-law. I was upset, but even more so when we asked each person why. Father-in-law and mother-in-law are divorced and remarried, so they each had different excuses. Father-in-law said they had season tickets to a small local college game on that day. It wasn't a special game the day we were holding the party. Mother-in-law, who is an on-the-go barber, said she had to do hair for a client that day. My husband's grandmother said she had plans at her lake house that weekend. Finally, sister-in-law texted us back and told us that she could make it if we combined her baby shower with the twins' first birthday. She is about 2 months pregnant at this point. I was confused because she had already said she could make it and had planned on making it. Then his side of the family started texting us about her idea. She told everyone that we were going to do it before we even agreed. I had spent months planning the boys' first birthday. I know it's silly and that they'll never remember their first birthday, but it was special to us. Then suddenly everyone could come and move their plans around for this combined baby shower birthday party. I refused to combine their party with her baby shower. You can take the attention away from me, but you can't take the attention away from my babies. That's where I draw the line. His whole family was angry and decided to go back to their original plans and not come to the boys' first birthday and said we'll celebrate another day. She planned her shower for the day after their party. So everyone came to her baby shower, and at the end of it, they sing happy birthday to the twins. I know it's petty, but this year I decided not to invite them to the twins' birthday party. Their party is next month, and my husband supports us not inviting them. However, my mother-in-law asked us when their party was going to be, and I told her that they weren't invited this year because of the way they disregarded my kids last year. She had a huge fit. So, am I the a-hole to leave out his side of the family after they ditched my boys last year? Not the a-hole. They made their bed. Now they can lie in it. All of them specifically chose not to come to your kiddo's party, and they were making it very obvious that they have a favorite in the family. Have a fun birthday with your kids, and let your husband's side of the family deal with the consequences of their actions. If they wanted to be in the twins' life, they would make the time, and they can also deal with the consequences of their actions when they miss out on the opportunities to make cherished memories with your kids. Not the a-hole. If things went as you said, then I probably would have done the same. No need to invite the drama, literally. If husband is on board, I see no ethical dilemma in simply leaving them out. If they take their time out, well, they may just be invited next time. Not the a-hole. Your husband's family sounds awful. None of those reasons are legit to miss their grandchildren's first birthday. They sound like they just don't care. Also, who has a baby shower in their second month? So many things can go wrong. In my culture, there's a superstition to not buy anything for a baby until the last trimester. Me, 31 male, and my wife, 27 female, are going to have our first kid, a baby girl, together in early June. We are both very excited about it. She doesn't have any other kids, but I do. I have an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old from my first marriage. My ex and I share custody and co-parent together really well. My ex and my wife get along well, which I thank my lucky stars for. My wife and I were talking about only having the boys here for the weekends in June, until the baby is settled in. My wife wanted this. My ex has cancer and has just started chemo. The issue now occurred when my ex came to pick up the boys on Thursday and asked if the boys can stay with me over the summer during the week and she can take weekends. Currently, we alternate weeks because she will have to start a more aggressive course of chemo. And 1, doesn't want the kids to have to see her like that. And 2, isn't sure how much she'll even be capable of taking care of them. I told her I want to help her, and taking the boys is the least we can do. My wife was there and said she doesn't love the idea, but my ex literally begged, and my wife rolled her eyes and said, "Fine, but if they don't behave, we'll give them back." I told my ex not to worry, and that we'll take great care of the boys. After they left, my wife called me an a-hole, saying that my ex and I concerned her, that I am making her so very stressed, and she doesn't need 2 savages in her home right now before she gives birth and right after, and how I know she wants a home birth, which can still happen, because the boys can either go to their mom or either of their grandparents. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Their mom literally has cancer, and excuse me, but did she literally call your children savages? Not the a-hole. Your ex isn't dumping the kids on you to be a jerk. She is battling cancer, and by taking the boys, you are helping them and their mother in her fight for life. Your wife needs to wake up, even if it is in a selfish way. If your ex dies, you will have the boys 100% of the time. Not the a-hole. She knows she married someone who already has children, and she shouldn't expect you to skip out on your responsibilities. I would keep an eye on your wife's treatment of your children because her reaction here is worrisome. You also need to make sure you're actually parenting of your children. I can't tell if her calling them savages is a shot at your parenting or her showing contempt for your kids. But either way, it's not good. My partner, 24 female, and her family have always been terrible with money. spending beyond their means, and never having enough for basic bills and necessities. I managed to get my partner on the right track. She now has a budget and lives to her means and finds it a lot less stressful and more manageable. However, every month for the last year, she always has to lend money to her mom, sister, and brother individually so they can pay their bills. In my eyes, it's her money. If she wants to help them, sure, it's her family, and I understand. However, it's been going on so long that I think they rely on her and expect it from her now, so don't do anything to fix their budgets and fix the actual cause of their issues. Last month, my partner had to spend a bit more than usual because she got a flat tire. I won't bore you with the details. But anyway, her family asked for money again, and my partner asked if I could lend it instead. I said yes because I knew my partner was in a tight spot this month. But I told her to tell them to make a budget so they could live in their means and not rely on our money. In total, I lent out around £150 to them. I finally got this money back a few weeks ago, but it became very obvious my partner gave me it out of her budget, as she was starting to struggle herself this month. I asked her about this, and she told me not to worry since I got my money. Fast forward to today, and all three of them are asking for money again, which shocks me because it's the middle of the month. My partner can't afford it, obviously because she had to front their £150 payment to me, and asked me again if I could lend it. This time I said no. I said if we keep bailing them out, they'll never learn. My partner begged me and said they need it for petrol and groceries. And I asked for a complete list of all bills they need to pay each month, how much they earn, and why they cannot afford such basics. My partner said she wasn't going to ask for this off them because it's embarrassing for them, but did say she knew two of them had stayed in expensive hotels for Valentine's Day and spent a fair bit of money on them. That was the final nail in the coffin for me. I said no. They are now saying that they will be unable to get to work and pay for the electric bill, car payments. I feel bad. My partner says she understands, but I know she's hurt and sad for them and doesn't want them to struggle. Am I the a-hole for this? Not the a-hole. Can you send them a link to money management courses? Maybe offer to sponsor them in those. But you are correct in that enabling their poor money management means it absolutely will continue. Not the a-hole. Grown adults should be responsible in paying for their own bills, necessities. It was nice of you to help them at first, but it's unacceptable for them to constantly use you. Not the a-hole. You don't work hard every day just to fund other people's poor life choices. Put a stop to it ASAP before it becomes habitual.